2020. The year Halo reclaims its spot as a top dog in the gaming landscape, cements its position as a middling game franchise, or, worst case scenario, messes up and becomes even more of a once was franchise. So what do I mean by all this? Well, let's stick around and I'll explain it to you. But first, let us quickly sum up why this year is huge for Halo. Not only is Halo Infinite right around the corner in late 2020, the rest of the Master Chief Collection games will be making their way to PC throughout the year. This is a huge deal because with the full library of MCC on PC players will be able to gravitate toward the Halo games that they love the most instead of right now where we can only play Halo Reach. With all this content dropping, for the first time in years, Halo is going to be at the forefront of everyone's attention. What remains to be seen though is whether Halo's demands for attention will be met with praise, condemnation, or indifference from everyone looking upon it. And most of this lies upon Infinite. As long as 343 can roll out the rest of the Master Chief Collection titles without major hiccups or delays, the fans waiting for those games should be satisfied for the most part. However, Halo Infinite is a totally different ballgame, as we have no clue what the game is going to be like besides some hints toward the art direction. What will the gameplay mechanics be like? The story? How will the microtransactions work? How are they going to handle progression? All of these features of a game and many more are still completely up in the air for us. When players find out what Halo Infinite is shaping up to be, are they going to be excited? Pissed off? That is what we're waiting to find out. There are tons of fans out there still hoping Halo Infinite goes back to classic Halo. And there are many others hoping Halo Infinite builds off of Halo 5's expanded mobility. When the game fully does drop, will it be a smooth release? Will all the content be there on launch? We truly do not know, and it's hard to guess either way on many of these questions. There is a world where Infinite comes out and the gameplay and story are loved by fans and newcomers alike, and the game regains some of its status as a top dog in the FPS world. There is also a world where the game is extremely divisive to the community a la Halo 4, and the game ends up being a dud for many players. Something like this could really kill the momentum of Halo, as since Halo 3, not counting ODST, Halo as a franchise has not truly had a universally loved release. Reach was, and still is, disliked for the addition of Bloom, armor abilities, etc. 4 is disliked for the addition of Sprint, removal of equal starts, maps on weapons, ordinances, etc. And 5 is disliked for all its additions to the movement sandbox. Now don't get me wrong, there are people that love all these different additions, and I even go to bat for Halo 5 on a regular basis. Hell, I'm sure if I even looked really hard, I could find someone who thought ordinances were a good idea. But for the most part, all of these features I've mentioned have fragmented the community in different ways, and it is Infinite's job to try and bring the community back together along with attracting in those new fans. To do this though, Halo Infinite needs to have a clear vision of what it wants to do instead of trying to appease as many people as possible. The best way for Halo to succeed going forward is to have a clear vision and to do it well. And that is something, as a longtime Halo fan, I really hope 343 is able to accomplish. I love Halo, and I want to see it succeed, and I think that is where most fans are at, even if at times we can be brash about what we do and do not like in the recent Halo games. We do this because we want to see Halo back on top again, and be the game that everyone talks about. We remember what it was like back in the days of Halo 3, where everyone talked about Halo. You'd go to school or you'd be hanging out with your friends, and even the people who barely played games would talk about their Team Slayer game the night before that they'd either won or lost, and that's awesome, and it's something that I hope, and I would guess many other Halo fans want back. Whether or not the market is in a place for that, I don't know. But 2020 is Halo's chance to come back and make a huge splash and say, hey, I'm still here and I'm still extremely fun. And with Halo no longer being a console-only game, the game is going to be able to flourish on Xbox and PC, giving it the opportunity to grow in ways that it never has before on launch. With this, it is Halo's chance to make a comeback in 2020, and we just have to wait and see what happens. Anyways guys, that's the video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. My socials will be in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.